Live from the Hungry Dad Sports Network studio, I'm the Slimebacker, coming at you with another weekly recap of the Hungry Dads League. The first week of Season 7's second round didn't have too many surprises in store. The week's matches began with a 2-0 victory for D.I. Die over not losing it with Diego. The match was pretty violent, but there was not too much in the way of permanent damage. Next, Cynthia's Iron Curtain blew out Aaron's Big Meaty Lizard Men 5-0. The first round of the season ended in a tie for the Mushroomers and Arch Nemesis. The teams had a rematch this week, and Nemesis got the upper hand and won 2-0. Death Metal and Bareneck Winery were the next to play. Their game was wrought with bad luck on block rolls, but in the end, Bareneck Winery won 3-0. Spencer and Sammy's game went unplayed, but Spencer conceded, giving R/Nice Guys a 2-0 win over the Horny Toads. Finally, Jay Walker and Tommy had a rematch of the final game of the first round, though the results were a bit different. The game was hard fought on both ends, with several moments where it could have gone either way. Momentum broke for Tommy when the Spicy Men's offensive drive at the beginning of the second half went south, and the Dwarves wrestled control. The game ended tragically for the up-and-coming Spicy Men when Juniper was pushed into the crowd and died. Shorts Brewing Company won 2-0. Those were the matches for last week. For the rest of today's episode, we'll be doing a profile of one of the Hungry Dads League coaches. Spencer, also known as Mr. Clean, is one of the most loved coaches in the whole Hungry Dads League, despite the fact that none of his teams have found much success. Spencer's rise to fame began in the first season as one of the 5 founding coaches. Spencer coached the Spooky Sewers, a Skaven team, where the strategy known as the Rat Box was first introduced. The strategy involved putting a bunch of rats into one big box to protect the ball. Unfortunately, more often than not, the strategy would result in a pile of rats on the ground. Spencer's inaugural team went 3-2-5. Season 2 saw Spencer go on a brief violent streak with the team Sarumans Tree. This orc team didn't see much success with scoring, but left the season tied first for the most kills, with no L's in art. They went 3-1-8. Spencer once again coached a weaker team in Season 3, the Halflings of Elevensies or Bust. Unfortunately for them, it was bust, as the team was dismantled systematically by Jay Walker's team Arson, who killed both of the tree men on the team in one game. This decimation left Spencer permanently branded with the title of Deforested. Overall, they went 2-2-7. Season 4 is perhaps Spencer's least memorable season, as his team of dwarves known as Strongest Rock proved to be quite the opposite. This season, Spencer didn't have a single win, 0-2-8. Spencer's morale was low in Season 5 as he coached a Union of Small People team. Small People, Big Package. The team's motto was, "Let's see how poorly this season goes." And now, with the power of hindsight, we very much can. They went 0-3-7. In Season 6, Spencer was drafted to the human side of the orc and human conflict, and considering the season ended with an overwhelming orc victory, it didn't go well. Spencer was 1-2-5. This season placing 6th out of 12 in the first half, Spencer's luck is looking up. So we've seen the history of his teams, but now we'll talk about the fans. From an outside perspective, one might find it surprising to see that Spencer is perhaps the coach with the most fans, especially given his record. Despite the rarity of wins, Spencer's fans continue to cheer him on, and even have a formal name for the group. During Season 6, Joe coined the term Spencer Apologist. Currently, Tommy, Cynthia, Sammy, Jay Walker, and Joe are listed as Spencer Apologists. To be a Spencer apologist means to support Spencer as a coach despite low performance, and to quote Joe, "He's just a lovable guy, and we want to see him succeed." Coach Sammy gave their statement on the matter.
I'm a Spencer apologist because no matter what happens, the games are always entertaining. And why would you not want to root for the best underdog and sexiest man alive?
Are you a new Spencer apologist? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you back next week, where we'll have a special guest to talk about the fate of one of the most prolific coaches in the league. Here are the next week's matchups, and I know all you Spencer apologists will be rooting for the Horny Toads when they play death metal next week.